Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this video from. You are welcome to another episode of Learning and Development with Okweyemi Stephen. So today we are going to be talking about Azure Virtual Machine, which is the Microsoft Azure Virtual Machine. So quickly, let's move to the next slide. Yeah, Azure Virtual Machine is a computing service that allows user to host the application or system in the cloud. That is the key word, in the cloud. So which is that this is being done what in the cloud. You can see that Azure VM, which is the virtual machine, is a computing service that allows user to host their applications or system in the cloud. So Azure virtual machine is being deployed what in the cloud. So why you just go to the Azure portal and then you deploy your uh, virtual machine. So Azure Virtual Machine provides user with flexibility virtualization without having any upfront investment and maintenance cost in the physical infrastructure that runs them. So that is to tell you that when you deploy a VM, you are not, I mean, you are not having a particular hardware. All these things is being done what in the cloud. So all the maintenance is being done what by Microsoft what Azure, apart from the application that you have in that VM. So when you have your personal computer, you have to maintain it. The RAM, you have to make sure the RAM is okay. You have to make sure you have every. So you have to maintain everything. But now this one is not being maintained by the Microsoft uh, Azure. An Azure virtual machine gives you the flexibility of virtualization, virtualization without having to buy and maintain the physical hardware that runs it. So you don't have to buy any physical hardware. Everything is being run what in the cloud. You say, however, you still need to maintain the virtual machine. I say now you still need to maintain what the virtual machine by performing tasks such as configuring, patching, and installing the software that runs on it. Now, what you are doing now, the only maintenance you are doing is what is the software that runs on it, but not the virtual machine itself. So every maintenance for that virtual machine is being done what by Microsoft Azure. But it is now your own business to make sure it's being configured, patching, and then installing what the software that you are running on that virtual machine. So to learn more, you can just go and check online for the Microsoft learn material. Yeah. Now, advantage of deploying Azure virtual machine, it's flexible. It's flexible. Then two is highly what availability. It's high what availability. So which means that when you need it, it's there. It's not like, oh, it is down. I can't access my machine. Oh, update is going on. Oh no, there's nothing like that. Once you need it, what you just need to do is to log into your portal and then your virtual machine get ready. It's offer pay as you go plan. It offer what pay as you go. So you're only being charged for what you use. The resources that you use is what you are being charged for. You understand? So if I own my virtual machine for 1 hour or 2 hour, I'm going to be charged what based on that hour, which is quite very, very cheap. So if you check the uh Azure calculator, you see how you are being charged. So it's so you are really being charged for what you use. It supports backup and disaster recovery capabilities. Now, things to note when creating a virtual machine. Things to note when creating a virtual machine. The names of your resources. So the name of your resources is very, very important. So that's what we call naming convention. So naming convention is very, very important in production environment. So when you're in production, you don't name resources anyhow. Name it in such a way that if you leave that organization, it will be easy for the next person to what to locate resources you name. You understand? And then you have your documentations. You understand? Then two, the location where the resources are stored is very important. The location where the resources are being stored. You cannot be in UK. If you are in UK and you are deploying resources in the US, there will be a problem. So these are very, very what important. These are things you need to note. Then three, the size of the virtual machine. So it depends on what you want to use. That will depend. I mean, that will determine what the size of the virtual machine you want to actually, which is your hard disk, your RAM, and every other activities, CPU also. Then the maximum number of virtual machines that can be created, the operating system that the virtual machine runs. So it depends on the kind of operating system you want to run. Yours might be maybe Windows Server. Yours might be you just want to deploy Windows 11 machine or Windows 10 machine. So it all depends on the kind of operating system that you want to run on that particular virtual machine. The configuration of the virtual machine, which I just mentioned, which is your hard disks, the size of your RAM, and then your CPU. So all those things are, which is your processor. All those things are quite very important. So these are things you need to note. So it depends on what you want to use that virtual machine for that will determine what the configuration is. Just like when you are going to buy your computer. So whatever you want to use that computer for will determine what the configuration of the computer that you are buying. Then lastly, the related resources that the virtual machine needs, which is maybe like your application and any other program. So quickly, let's jump down to our demo. Now, this is our environment. This is the Azure portal. So to go it, you just go to your portal.azure.com, portal.azure.com. So you can actually get your, sorry about that. So you can actually get your portal. You can actually sign up for a free account and make use of and to test out things yourself. But have it at the back of mind that you have to make use of your credit card just to sign up for this account, and you will not be charged. But after like 30 days, I believe they start charging you on based on resources that you need. So if you don't need it, you can just simply remove it. Yeah. So now this is your azureportal.com. Now, how to create your virtual machine. Now, the first thing you need to create is your resource group. Your resource group. Now, your resource group is what housing all your metadata of your resources. That is everything that housing what, let me put the word let me use the word components of your resources. So that is what the resource group does. So now to do that, you come up here and you search your resource group. Yeah, this is it. You click on that. So when you now click on your resource group here, you now click on create, and then you come up here and choose your subscription. So let's say that's the subscription I want to use, and then I will create my own resource group. Let me say VM underscore RG. Yeah. Okay, so that is my resource group. For the purpose of this demo, I'll just leave it on this region. So click on your create and review. Yeah. Yeah. So now it is now reviewing. Now it has now the validation has passed. Okay, so I'll just click on my create. Now that resource group has now been created for me. So you can see that the resource group is empty. It said no resources match your filter. So which means that there's nothing inside this resource group that I just created. Now the next thing is to now go and create your VM. You come up here the same way. You can type just start to open virtual machine. Yeah, this is it. Click on it. Click on your virtual machine. So when you do that, you click on this and now click on your Azure virtual machine. You click on that Azure virtual machine. So when you click on your Azure virtual machine, so these are the things settings you need to configure to deploy this your virtual machine. So you come up here, you click on your subscription. Yeah, this is the subscription I'm using. Then here, I will now come up here and select my resource group. Actually, you can create your resource group from here, or you create it before you start. It's better you create it before you start creating your resources. Yeah. So click on this place here and now locate that resource group you created. So this is my resource group. I hope so. Yeah. So, and then come up here, you give it your virtual machine name. You understand? Virtual machine name. Like last time, like I said earlier on, your naming is very important. So when you are working in a production environment, how you name your resources are very, very what important. So take notes of that. So quickly now, I'll just give it a name. Let me just say Azure VM. Yeah, and then you come up here and click on your region. Click on your region. Here you now need to choose your region. That is where this your virtual machine, that is the location where that virtual machine will be located. So here you have different regions. Yeah, so it depends on your location. So I will be using East US region for now. Then here you have your availability option. Under this availability option, you have no redundancy required, availability zone, we have virtual machines scale set. Now, here I will click on no infrastructure redundancy required for the purpose of this training. So, but if you are creating or you can simply create your choose your availability option and come up here and choose the availability word zone. We have what zone one, two, and three. So, but I will come up here and just click on this for now, and here I will now come here and click on my image. My image is now known as my operating system. So you come up here, you have various things. So it depends on what I want to deploy. If I want to deploy Windows 11, Windows 10 Pro, Windows Server, so this is what you have to choose. So I want to deploy my Windows Server 2019. So I'll click on this image. Now, after clicking on the image, now you can see here you have see all image. You have configure VM generation. So you can click on this if you want to do that to see all the image that you have here. Can you see that now? So you can click on that and see it better. But let me just go back. Yeah. And then I'll come up here now and give it my username. Give it a username. Username. Let me give it admin, and then here you now need to create your password. So you can create the password you want to give your virtual machine. It all depend on you. So I'm going to create my own password now. Yes, yeah. So confirm that same kind of password. Here, you now come up here and select. Here you can see here you have your public inbound ports. Here you have select what allow selected ports. So here I can simply come up here and if I wanted to, if I want to select multiple port, you can select on the HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, or RDP. So here I'm going to be choosing just the RDP. So that's what I'm going to allow. So then come up here, click on your next, which is your disk. Now, here under this your disk here, you have the OS disk size. So you can come up here and now what? Select your disk size based on your, you just, like I said earlier on, it is pay as you go. So it depends on what you want to do. You understand? So you choose. But for now, I'm just going to just leave it for the way it is for this, the purpose of the demo. Then here you have your OS disk type. Here you have the premium SSD and you have the standard SSD. SSD, which is known as your solid state drive. Okay. So for the purpose of this training, I'm going to be using just the standard SSD because just for this just to show you how to deploy Azure virtual machine. So I'm not using it for anything. So here, then once you do that, you come up here. If you want to attach an extra disk, so you can click on this over here, create what? A disk. So you can attach what? A disk to this particular VM. So I'm not doing that. Now click on next. Here you now come to the networking. Because for every virtual machine, there is a network card that's attached to it. So here you can see automatically to create that V yet for you. But if you don't want this one, you can create a VNet and then what? Give it your own IP and then come up here what? And then select that. So which is like another topic entirely on its own. So here you can see the subnet. You come up here, it will create the subnet for you. And then this is the public IP is going to create for you, the name of the public IP. So the next networking security group basics. So yeah, we leave it like that. And this selects inbound ports, which is the RDP. Yeah, that is fine. Yeah. And then I'll click on next. Okay. Now here where you have your management. So here you can come up here and select like shutdown time. Maybe like if you are working in a production environment where you want this virtual machine to get shut down, so that in case if somebody use it and they forgot to shut it down. So if once you set your time, maybe like 5 p.m. after close hour, this virtual machine will get shut down automatically, which is why when you enable this, your all auto or shut down. So, and then email here, you put your email where you get notification. And here you can enable backup if you want to. But for the purpose of this training, I'm not going to do that. Then you click on your next again, monitoring. So here you can say you can decide to enable your OS guest diagnostic. So you can do that if you want to, but I'm not going to do that for now. Click on next, advanced. Yeah, here you come here and just click on next. This is your tag where if you would need to tag uh your virtual machine maybe for billing purpose, so you can do that. For now, I'm just going to leave that. Then click on hit review plus create. Now it's going to go pass through some checking and then it's going to tell me if the validation has been passed. So you can see now, so my validation as what? Has passed. So which means that I have set up the necessary basic things I need to set up for this virtual machine to be created for me. So that's why you can see you have validation what? Passed. So if I go to, if I say, oh, am I okay with this? Am I satisfied with this? Yeah, just hit your create. But if I'm not satisfied, like here, you can come up here, go back again, change one or two things. Yeah. And so once you are done, you come back and click on what? Your create. And then your virtual machine will be created for you. So like this is being created in the cloud. So it should be very, very fast. So you can see deployment is in progress, which usually Azure, it doesn't really take much time to create this VM for you. but it just might maybe take like 2 to 3 minutes. It depends, or maybe 5 minutes, or even less. Yeah. So let's wait why this gets created for us. Okay, so you can see that my deployment is now complete. So you can see it is now complete. Your deployment is what is complete. So now I'll click on go to resource. Yeah, go to resource. So now this is my virtual machine that has now been created for me. You can see with the whole settings, everything is there. So let's now go and see what has been created for us now. So now let me go to my resource group. So you come up here, click on your resource group, and then locate that particular resource group you created. So which is this is my resource group. Yeah, this is what I created here. So can you see what was created for me? This is what you have inside your resource. You can see you have the VM, you have the VM IP, which is the public IP address. You have the network security group, and you have the virtual network, and you have the network interface, and you have your disks. So can you see that now? Now let me now go and connect this my VM. So to do that, I'll go back and click on my virtual machine, yeah, and then locate it. This is my virtual machine I created. Let me refresh. Oh yeah, this is my virtual machine I created. So I'll click on that. I'll click on it, and then you come up here. You can see where you have connect. So click on it, and then you now click on this your connect here. Once you do that, you come up here and now click on download RDP file. So click on that, then you go here, open that particular file. Sorry, yeah, it's open on the other side. Yeah, so click on connect. Yeah, this is opening on my other screen. Yeah, connect, and then here I will now put in my password and then say okay, and then click on yes, and you can see it's trying to connect for me. So you can see my VM is loading for me. So okay, so can you see that? Can you see that now? So this is what we call what a virtual machine. But this is now what Microsoft Azure virtual what machine. You understand? So this is your Microsoft Azure virtual machine, and this virtual machine is my Windows server. It's my Windows Server 2019. So you can see it's coming up. Yeah. Yep. So you can see this is my Windows server. So from here, I'm now left to start carrying out whatever I want to do with this particular Windows server. So this is where Microsoft's job has finished. So the rest is now left for you to now start doing whatsoever you want to do. But all the patches that has to do with the VM, the maintenance and everything, the hardware is being managed by what? By Microsoft Azure. You understand? So yours is just to deploy the VM and then make use of it. If I want to create my Active Directory, I can come up here, you know, come up here just like the way you do, you add and you create your Windows Server environment. So this is my Microsoft virtual machine. So to learn more about this, you can simply just go online and get the Microsoft Learn, which is this is the purpose of this video is for those who are preparing to write the AZ 900 exam. So you can see how your virtual machine has now been created for you. Now remember that for me to be able to create this thing, I have to use what? A subscription. So it's not free. So you have to use what? A subscription. You must have what? A subscription to create it. So this virtual machine, they will charge me based on what you call what? Pay as you go. So once I'm done, once I shut down the virtual machine, I'm not going to get charged. The only thing I will be charged is for the storage and then the neck card. So, but once you on it back, it starts kicking off. You understand? So this is your Azure virtual machine environment, which is known as your VM. I hope you have learned something uh, in this short video. So I would like you to please kindly like, subscribe, and share this video. This is how we grow the channel. So I will encourage you to please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video. Bye bye and see you later.